Hey, YouTube, welcome back. Here I am, a little stroll around, get some thoughts out of my head. After all, it's what this channel's for here. Some interesting things happened this past week or two, and figured I'd hop on here and talk about it and share it with y'all and look back on it in the future. So anyways, last night at Sparky's, we had a really busy weekend. And I told him the other day that I would be leaving, next week would be my last week, It was funny because the day before that, my boss said, after this paycheck, next week, you're making $1 more per hour. I was like, okay. And the reason it was funny is because I was just getting ready. It was when I was signing for my paycheck at the end of the night. So he's like, yeah, you get $1 more next week. And I was just getting ready to tell him, hey man, next week is my last week. But instead I was just like, okay, cool. Thank you. Good night. So that happened earlier in the week. But anyways, last night, the boss man, the owner, offered to make partner with me. The other guy, that his younger brother that's kind of in charge, is like, hey, Jorge wants to talk to you. So anyways, they're trying to get another one going. And, it's also funny because earlier in the day regarding something else, I was having a premonition not to kind of make any binding agreements or, anything that can take my focus away from what I'm trying to do and who I'm trying to be. And I don't want to sacrifice myself and energy for someone else's gain. You know what I mean? I don't want to sacrifice myself for the gain of just monetary things, and it could be an opportunity for me to add some digits to a bank account. But understanding the financial system and how it works the way I do just doesn't really make sense to me to pursue some dollar bills. So if I need some money, I'll just go to the bank. But anyways, so I politely declined, and kind of really threw me off guard. But I they were like, don't you want to one day have your own restaurant? And I'm like, yeah, maybe in the distant future, but not in a restaurant type, not the way people think of a restaurant nowadays. Told them I want to focus on, getting somewhere first to do it. But after that, I want, a perennial focused food forestry system getting started. And I definitely want, a lot like a homestead, basically, is kind of the box that most people would identify what I want with. So I want that first, and then a restaurant, or having a few gatherings a week with produce from that property is kind of my envision for the future. And anything that's going to take my focus and attention and take me away from that, basically is kind of what I'm avoiding at this point, just to stay on that mindset and mentality. And the reason I want to do this is because I want to offer people a different way of thinking about the world, and show them that I understand this corruptions and this coercion and control that happens, and people just take it like it's reality and they can't avoid it. And I just want to offer a new perspective and way of life for the people that God chooses to put in my life. I know everything happens for a reason, and that reason is I think life and the enjoyment of it. And when you don't align with the truth or life, then things will come back and bite you. And when you make oaths to keep secrets, or when you sacrifice your time for money rather than for tangible profit and good, I think can be a dangerous grounds to tread. And just trying to keep my focus and will and attention towards the future that I see, kind of in a selfish way, but also for other people to be able to. I don't want to have to tell people what's right, like what I think is right and wrong. I want people to know that I have a deep understanding of how the world works and how nature operates, and how invisible forces are at work, and how we can take action and align ourselves with the true nature of reality. And I think that's where I'm going, and hopefully y'all can appreciate that. And I just wanted to get some thoughts out on here. Hopefully y'all are doing well. Coming up on my last couple weeks here on the farm, and kind of starting to, I think I'm getting ready to be in another transition, or like a little transition phase here in the coming season. So anywho, just want to say hey, and thanks for being here. I wouldn't be wanting to do any of this or doing any of it if it wasn't for other people. So anyways, thanks for being here once again. We will see you in the future.